July 11th, 2013, WIKISPEED, Lynnwood, Washington, Shop, USA, shop demo, Thursday night. I'm here with Rahul. Rahul, what can you tell me about what you got done today and what you'd recommend to someone else?
Actually, over the past couple build parties, we've been focusing on getting this trailer back in action. The lights, were not turning on. So we removed all the wiring. We rewired it using a pre-made trailer wiring kit, when we basically put that, through the same layout as the original wiring was done. In terms of problems we ran into, or I guess I'll start with skills we learned. We learned how to crimp wires. We learned how to strip wires. Basic techniques.
And heat shrink water for weatherproofing.
Yep.
Now, that said, plenty of team members have done it plenty before.
Yep.
But Rahul, this was your first time doing it, right?
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten how to do it well, so I also had to relearn.
Yeah. So it's a good learning experience. So onto the issues that we ran into. So we've got this strange problem where our left turn signal stays perpetually on. So it always looks like we're braking on just one side of the vehicle, which is really...
And the other side does respond to brakes and responds to the turn signal input, which means this yellow wire coming off should have some issue somewhere, but we couldn't find one. In fact, we just rewired the whole trailer. It's a 4x8 trailer. We got it from Harbor Freight for, it was on sale. Maybe it was $280 for this version of the 4x8 trailer.
Yep.
And we've just rewired the whole thing and still haven't found an issue with the yellow wire.
Yeah. We looked around the entire length of it. There's no brakes or anything. And we also used a testing device plugged into the Subaru, which we're using as our
tow vehicle.
Yep. And we tested the connection using this blue device. So basically what Joe would do is he'd press, for instance, the brakes, and these two LEDs would come on for the left turn, right turn. When he turned on the lights for the car, the LED for the tail lights would turn on, and so on.
So it let us know that the Subaru was sending the correct output signal as far as this test device was concerned, but the trailer was always reading a high signal on the yellow cable, which is for left turn. So left, and now we haven't verified that with a voltmeter, but that's what we're seeing in the taillight. Now this is the taillight that came with the Harbor Freight kit, but we've even entirely rewired it by now. And I can't imagine the taillight would illuminate if it weren't getting power. So something's interesting. Yellow is going to high. If someone else somewhere in the world were working on one of these trailers and trying to get at least as far as we've gotten, because we don't know how to answer that problem yet ourselves, but if they needed to rewire the trailer, what tips would you give them?
I would just say, when you remove the original wiring, make sure to memorize the layout that it was in, or at least draw a diagram. When you are wiring it, make sure that you have enough length, and always give yourself a good couple of feet of extra length. That's very important, because mistakes can and probably will happen if it's your first time. Be very organized about your cabling. You'll see that we've tied down everything very tightly. That's important so it doesn't snag. And it also helps with organization purposes. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Rahul.
Yep.
And so I'll pan across the rest of the shop. So walking by Bay 1, which is being reorganized, Bay 2, which is also being reorganized, Bay 3, where we do composites work, there's some of our molds, and Bay 4, where John is working on the milling machine, and he's making steering rack mount brackets on the milling machine. Here goes one now. So these holes didn't quite line up, and they were 3/8 holes, so John just enlarged one of them to 1/2 inch, so that way we have more room. And with these steering rack brackets, that's actually okay to have a slightly oversized hole. These are 6 by 6, 6 inch by 6 inch angle, 3/4 of an inch thick, and made of 6061 T6 alloy. John, if someone were drilling one of these brackets somewhere in the world, what tip would you give them?
For one of these?
Yep, for one of those.
3/8 tip.
Yep, that would be it. Well, what a recommendation.
What do you mean?
Oh, if they were going to do it, you'd say make sure you have a better vise than we have, so you don't have to use this block of wood to jimmy it in there?
Well, you definitely want a better setup than using a block of wood and then another C clamp to clamp into that clamp. But yeah, definitely a bigger vise would definitely help.
Right.
And obviously you want to have the vise oriented this way, so you can set it up like this.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of, although just this whole thing is just so messed up. Hey, it's cheap. That's the way with it.
Right. It's amazing, and we're able to get it to work at all. Yeah. Awesome, John. Thanks. So you've been doing 2 of these aluminum angles to be steering racks, and one of them was misdrilled. So this is actually the 3rd one. So we have an effective pair. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I think those will be the key tasks that we'll have gotten done tonight. Yep. Thanks so much.